All right, this one is a doozy. This is a long question somebody asked in the IRS subreddit. Um, Topic is I have no idea how to send in back taxes from 2018 and up. Backstory: I've been struggling for a while and just couldn't afford to pay my taxes while I got on my feet again. So now I'm only a little more able. I'm trying to get them done one at a time as I get the money. I filed for 2021, and when I went to make the payment, it somehow went to 2022. It took me forever to get through to them on the phone because they sent me the amount due letters right during tax season, so the lines were jammed. I called a few weeks ago to get the payment amount corrected when the agent on the phone said, in effect, okay, yeah, cool, but you owe for all these other years since 2018. I tried to explain my plan. Yes, I understand, but I'm getting to it as I can. I'm fine to keep the roof over my head. I could hear her sympathy, but all the same, she said these years or something are flagged, and I have until July 25th to file them. Otherwise, action may be taken or something. I'm like, great. I had so many bills to pay in the last few weeks. I had to work like a mad dog to generate the invoices just to get the money to get them paid. So now I have these old paper IRS forms organized by year. I have every year but one that she asked for. I have no idea how to file these. I'm looking through YouTube, and I'm sure there's a video buried underneath everyone selling their CPA service. Yes. Just type back tax returns. I have the number one YouTube video. Actually, I actually go in depth on how to do it. I'm not just, I do obviously wouldn't mind if you called us up at Choice Tax Relief 866-8000 tax, but it's not just a one big sales pitch. Link to that video here at the top of the screen, by the way. Action items. What's a good resource for me to reference as I organize and sign these forms to send back? Well, the YouTube video I just mentioned. But if you want something more official, just look at the IRS instructions for the year. They're still online. Like I'm recording this in 2024. I was very easily just able to Google 2018. I even typed it wrong. 2018 1040 instructions. Click this link. Bammo. There's the instructions right there. If you really want like a technical resource, and I mean the tax instructions aren't even really like technical. They're written for like everyday people to understand. Okay. Should I really be worried? Like, was I not flagged before this conversation? Do they really have the resources to mobilize and come do whatever the first step is so quickly? To be honest, it depends where you are in the collections process because they say that you owe for all these other years since 2018. If you haven't paid, or if you haven't filed if you're saying you haven't filed your taxes for these years, that means the IRS did your taxes for you through what's called a substitute for returner SFR. Link to my video on IRS SFRs at the top of the screen. Right. So, and if that's the case, and if they sent you notice after notice after notice that you hadn't filed this return, and they gave you a chance to fight it, gave you a chance to appeal the proposed assessment in tax court, and you didn't respond to any of that, yeah, they can mobilize, pretty quickly. Okay. If they've already sent you sufficient notice to levy you, they might have just gone and done it unless you had called them. Okay. So basically what I'm saying is when they give these dates like July 25th to file unfiled returns, how like hard is that deadline? It really depends on, I mean, A, did the IRS do SFRs for you? And B, how far are you in that collections process? What notices have they sent you for those years already? CP 501, 503, 504, LT 11. Where are you in that process? Later you are in that process, the less time the IRS would need to mobilize and go after you for the overdue taxes. Any other ideas? Well, you probably want to get your wage and income transcripts and your account transcripts to see what the IRS has on you for these years as you prepare these returns. But let's keep going here because there's a lot. This paragraph now. Like I said, it's not that I intend not to pay. I just need to get my income to kind of hit an escape velocity, so to speak. I work for myself because no one pays me enough to live where I am. You might be a hardship candidate. I mean, I get that you want to pay, but man, it sounds like you're struggling here. It sounds like you're working a lot. You're generating these working like a mad dog, generate invoices. You might be a hardship candidate, right? You may not have to pay all this back tax debt that you owe. I basically increased my sales 50% on average since I started working for myself a few years ago. Sounds great, but it's still kind of on the low side because I started with basically nothing, and part of the cost of growing has some front-loaded costs. Also, I'm frugal Haven't taken vacation in 7 years. I meal prep. I don't have any clothes. No auto payments. I add these character details so you know I'm not trying to piss off and not pay. I used an accountant to file for myself and my business for that 1 year, but it was like $6,000 to file with them. I paid them more than I owed the IRS for that year. I mean, sometimes that's how it goes. I literally don't have the money to do it for any more years at that rate. So it sounds like you're trying to DIY. It sounds like you have a business, and it sounds like there's a separate business return. I'm guessing this was maybe an S Corp or a C Corp return. If you haven't filed that return, you might be looking at some penalties there. But I mean, yeah, I mean, there's a way out of this. I mean, goodness, it doesn't sound like your I just know your situation is terribly complex. $6,000 for 1 year of personal and business tax returns. That sounds like a lot. That sounds like a lot of money. Because I'm not perceiving here there's a high level of complexity to your business. It sounds like you're a freelancer, right? Working for yourself, one man / one woman shop. Those businesses generally, the returns aren't terribly complicated. Maybe that includes bookkeeping, right? In which case that fee might sound a little more reasonable, but maybe they did other services for you. I'm not sure. But anyway, yeah, I mean, look, watch. I would say starting point, starting resource here. Watch this video up here, right? How to file your back tax returns. Okay. If you still have questions after that, give us a call at Choice Tax Relief, 866-8000-TAX. That's 866-8000-829. Fill out the form on our website, choicetaxrelief.com, and we will reach out to you to schedule that free consultation. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video, folks. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.